Welcome back to our Shoulder Spotlight podcast. I am your community leader and host, Adriana. Today we have with us Gena Hutton.
Under the spotlight.
Yeah.
Yay. A spotlight.
Gena, for the community out there, let us know a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I wasn't anticipating that. Let's see. Oh, about myself. I love my garden. I love plants. Take a look behind me. I'm a mother. I've got 2 awesome girls and 4 grandchildren. I have a cat. I have a really grumpy old cat who's been with me for 15 years. And let's see, what else? I did real estate for a while, and I'm not doing that anymore. Now I'm doing something that feels much closer to my heart. And I'm taking classes in IFS, Alethea coaching. I'm learning about the Enneagram. It's just this part of my life feels really awesome to me because I'm having time to really go in and look at things and educate myself in whole new ways. So, and going back to school and taking classes at my age feels like, oh my God, can I really do this? And I'm doing it. So I feel very proud of myself.
Good.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. You empower us all, Gena.
There you go. It's never too late.
Well, what about Sholder inspires you?
Well, let's see. I met Rhett a while back, and we were just having a phone conversation. And I said, so Rhett, what are you doing now? And he told me about Sholder. And it was, I don't know, he's done a lot of things, and I've listened, and something about this really pulled at me. And so I asked him more questions. I found out how to get on the app or on the app. And then I looked around and I went, well, here's a good way for me to find out. So I made a session with one of the Sholders for me to be shouldered. And I did that with Barbara Lamb. It was an extraordinary experience. And so I just looked at how I felt when I was done being shouldered. And that was really awesome. So eventually I met Mark, and then you, and then eventually I loved this so much that I invested in it. So now Sholder is kind of mine. You know, I have this personal love for Sholder. And what I love about it is that I have learned a skill that makes it way more interesting for me to communicate with just my friends and my family, and to listen more deeply to what they're saying, and to ask questions from a point of curiosity, which I've never done. I've never done that before, and I wasn't even really aware of how my communication wasn't, well, it was working, but it wasn't working for my best interest, because I wasn't able to bring my kids in. And using the skills I've learned in Sholder, I can now do that. And I can make it about them instead of me.
Well, let me piggyback off of that and ask, What about the 5 shoulder skills do you most use when you do that?
Listening,
Mm,
listening, and asking questions,
mhm,
but from a different place. I don't know exactly how to explain that very well. It's a lot intuitive, but I think that the biggest one for me is listening.
mm. How has your listening skills changed since you've become a shoulder?
Well, maybe instead of listening for superficial information, I am listening more to the tone that people are speaking to me in, what and listening to from that tone how they're feeling or what's going on for them at a deeper level.
Mm,
And then, and this is takes intuition, but like really hearing what they're saying, not imposing myself on that person, but finding the pathway in to ask them a deeper question about what's going on with them
mm,
in a respectful way.
mhm.
It has given me that.
What gifts do you believe you bring to shoulder?
Oh, well, I think I bring kind of me. Let me put a bow on my head. I am a gift. Oh my God. Ask Mark. No, I'm kidding. Um, I am really good at pulling people together, at organizing projects, at I'm really good at talking to people, but I'm really good at bringing things together and making things happen. So I kind of took it upon myself to coordinate a whole thing between a nonprofit here in Eugene that I really love called Friends of the Children and interface them with Shoulder Up, your nonprofit arm,
Mhm.
our nonprofit arm. Um, and I that is just kind of beginning. We're just working on it, and I am so excited about it. So there's that. I also can't stop talking about something I'm excited about. So, of course, when I learned that Shoulder was going into school districts, my daughter is in the Kennewick School District. And so I had to tell her immediately, hey, there is this opportunity. And so I hooked her up with Rhett, and they're um, they're starting to incorporate Shoulder. So I'm good at stuff like that.
Wow.
I'm a good advocate.
Good advocate. That's a great way to describe you, Gena.
Yeah.
How has your life changed because of shoulder?
These are just really lightweight questions, aren't they? Yeah. Um, Shoulder has, because I believe in it, because it is a really spectacular model and provides a really wonderful skill to all of us out here. Um, I think it has really changed my life in being able to be a part of it and advocate for it and practice it.
Mhm. If you were to leave shoulder tomorrow, what insights that you learned through shouldering might you take with you?
Well, first I'd cry if I thought I had to leave. It would make me very, very sad. So I wouldn't do that.
Mhm.
Um, I would take all the insights that I already have, which is that this learning this skill to communicate in this way makes a difference in how I communicate with my family and friends, and how we can communicate with each other in a really meaningful way. I think that is missing in a lot of our conversations. We keep things on a very surface level because we don't really know how to go deeper in a respectful way. And Sholder provides us with those skills. It's amazing.
Well said. Well, thank you so much, Gena. This has been a real treat getting to know you and learning about your process as you joined us through Sholder. And we're just excited to see what happens with Sholder Up. Thank you so much.